Good afternoon. Today is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, for everyone that celebrates. And so it's also the 5th of May, which means the 5th day of Mental Health Awareness Month. And once again, honoring my commitment to speak on this every day of this month and more often going forward. So yesterday I talked about finding help or support and finding a person in crisis or that could be of help to you when you're in crisis. And if you have not watched that video or seen it, please go back. I have links to pretty much every organization that I know of that has some sort of 24-hour crisis hotline for someone to call. Also, if you're in the Houston area, I put a link to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, Houston Police Department partnership for their crisis intervention response teams. It's a jail aversion program, and it's meant to be used in the event of an emergency where you think someone is a threat or will do harm to themselves or others. Instead of an officer coming to arrest them, they actually come to evaluate them and take them to a facility to get help. So just take a look at that video if you have not already. Our first day I talked about the importance of getting a diagnosis so that you can seek the proper treatment. Our second day we discussed finding a doctor and making sure that you do your search properly and take your time finding someone that you can trust, finding someone that you think will be a good fit for you and what you need. Today, I obviously want to touch on something I mentioned yesterday, and this kind of goes out to everybody that suffers. If you've ever been through a mental health crisis, you know that sometimes it's really, really difficult to speak on it and say, I'm not okay. It's interesting because a friend of mine tagged me in a sermon given by a pastor at Grace Church here in Houston, where he basically was saying it's okay to not be okay. And the reality is, the more we tell people they have to be, the more likely it is that someone is going through a crisis and they're going through it alone and not reaching out. So it is very, very important and crucial, life-threatening. I don't know how many exclamations points to put behind it, but it's very important that we all learn to find that voice in crisis. And whatever that may be, however that may be, to whomever that may be, we have to find it. Why? Because if you can't reach out for yourself, chances are no one's going to be able to, because no one's going to know that you need the help that you're seeking. So I actually had that moment yesterday and had to tell some of my people, my closest people, I'm not okay. I'm not doing okay. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Why? Because I'm dealing with grief of losing a very close family member. I'm dealing with life in general and other things. Life doesn't stop because someone died. Life didn't stop before that happened. It's not going to stop now. So everything I was dealing with up until that point is now kind of swirling around and creating a sense of overwhelm, a sense of me feeling overwhelmed and just a lot, kind of heavy. So when I say find that voice, if it is a text message, someone you can text and just say, I'm not doing okay, here's what I need. Often that's going to be the second question. I've been asked that a few times in the last few days, and to be honest, I don't know. Sometimes I think a hug is going to be great, but then other moments I don't want to be touched, because if you touch me, I will fall apart. So find that voice. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to tell someone, hey, no, I'm not okay. If they're asking how you're doing, you can say, I'm not really doing too good today. Do you need to go into detail? Do you need to say, I need someone? It depends on who's asking. It depends on who you're talking to. But if it's that person, tell them you're not okay. Tell them you need something. If you don't know what you need, say, I don't know what I need, but I'm not okay. So like I said, if you don't find that voice for yourself, it's going to be very hard to get the help, because the reality is no one's going to know you want or need help if you don't tell them. So please, 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 even if it's learning to journal it out and sharing that journal with someone close to you that you trust, You've got to find the voice to be able to tell people when you're not okay and when you need help. So I hope this helps you. I hope that I'm encouraging someone out there to be able to speak up for themselves and say, I need help, or to tell that loved one or friend or something like that, that they just, I'm not okay, I need a hug, I'm not okay, I need some encouragement, I'm not okay, I need you to pray for me. Any of that, just find a way to say it, find a way to communicate it, find your voice in the midst of your crisis, because no one can help you if you don't. If you can't express that, it is hard for people to know what you need, and they will try and try and try, and if you can't give them that one thing that's going to make you, set you on the right course, they're going to fail every time. So we often have to learn to help ourselves, and in doing that, finding your voice is going to be one of the most important things. So again, please keep my family in your prayers. I'm praying for all of you. I know all of this can be triggering, hearing it all the time. It's going to be plastered on our televisions for quite some time, basically through the end of May, unless something tragic happens. So with that being said, be sure you're safe. Make sure you have a safe place, a safe person, a safe space. You have a plan in place if something does occur. Please, please, please be safe. That's all I can tell you. That's very important. So again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for following me. Thank you for hearing me out and you know, just being open to the idea that I might have something to offer. It's very humbling to be in a position where I have to actually talk to you guys when I'm in a place where I really just want to go into my own little corner and sit in the darkness for a while. So this is therapy for me at times, and I hope that it is helping and reaching someone out there as well. Be blessed. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.